Seed planting, a creativity practice for Eastertide. Now, Eastertide begins at dusk on Easter Sunday and runs through Pentecost Sunday. And it is a perfect time for us to join nature's creativity party. Here in Austin, the wildflowers are just going crazy with color. The red buds are in bloom, and the trees are putting out that wonderful green of spring. So we invite you to join us today as we do our own creating. And please share your comments or questions. We would love to hear from you. So let's begin our creativity practice. You're going to need a few supplies. So you're going to need permanent marker, such as Sharpies, whatever dark color works for you, an adhesive such as Mod Podge, and a foam brush to apply it, some kind of terracotta pot. The size will depend on what size seedling you're going to plant in it, or seeds. An assortment of tissue paper in various colors. I have cut these into rectangles, but you can also tear them whatever way you would prefer to do it. You will need a seedling of some kind. And if you're going to plant your pot outside, have it outside, you'll want a sealant, a clear sealant, and some potting soil. So let's begin. I'm going to move my plant here so that I can take it in a bit. And begin by getting comfortable in your chair, however you're seated, with both feet on the floor so you feel balanced and grounded, literally grounded, because your feet are on the floor. And what we're going to do today is perfect grounding things to do. So then we're going to move our breathing from high up in our chest, our stress breathing, down to what we call belt buckle breathing, here deep in our abdomen. And it helps also to just turn your eyes down a bit. So let's just take some deep breaths. And relax our shoulders. And relax our shoulders again. That's where we carry all that stress. And now we're going to just take some time to enjoy our plant. So let's first just look at it with our eyes. Let's take it in visually. Notice the veins on the leaves, the shapes of the leaves, their stems, how they are attached in the ground here, the smaller leaves that are coming up. I love how some of them cup up like this. Some of them are bowed under. Georgia O'Keeffe said that she painted flowers large because it's so easy to overlook them. So let's give our plants the attention they deserve. So after we've done that for a little while, let's use the sense of smell. And this is a spearmint plant. So it has a really wonderful tangy smell to it. And also, as we're doing our planting in a bit, you'll notice the smell of the ground. And when you're outside, the smell of the things growing all around you. Here in Austin, we can smell the wisteria plants, and there's a lot of red roses around. All of these things are just there for us to enjoy all the time. And last, and this is tactile, and we'll get into this more when we're preparing our pot and doing our planting, is just the feel of the thing. I can feel the veins in this leaf, and it is somewhat smooth. The stems here are a little fuzzy, so that's a very different smell, and of course the ground is going to have its own feel as well. So I'm going to set that aside and begin our practice. So the first thing we want to do is prepare our pot. And on our pot with our permanent markers, you're going to write things that are for you growth giving, seed planting things in your life, something that is nourishing to you and promotes good health and good growth. For me, I love the quote that Jesus made when he said, "I am the true vine." So I wrote that here on the top, and then he goes on to say, abide in me as I abide in you. And then I wrote around it, persons who have been for me seed planters. Some persons I know, some are authors and historical figures from the past. So enjoy doing that, and now we're ready to begin enriching these with some color and baptizing them with some adhesive here. So I'm going to take my adhesive, and I have a rainbow of colors because I really like that, and that's the way I have it arranged, plus pink, which is red with some white on it, but it's just such a popular color that it has its own identity, I feel like. So we have some pink here. And you can just apply these in a random way. If you were with us last week, you saw how we did this kind of with our cards that we made for our foot washer people. So you can just put it on there, and it's going to go over the top, and that's just absolutely fine because with the Mod Podge you can seal it down. I'm just kind of going for a rainbow look here. And I also have some gold and silver as well. So whatever colors you have left over from a party or whatever, you can add in. I want to get around here to where, so it's going to somewhat cover up your words, but the point is that you know it's there. And it's a bit of hidden depth. So I am liking this, the red and the pink here on the edge. And as I said before, you can also tear the tissue paper. And there are some kinds of tissue paper that are made for the colors to bleed. So if you like that effect, you can give that a try as well. And the lovely thing about this is, like this one's wrinkled, and that's not a problem. This is a very forgiving art form, because you can just slap some more Mod Podge on there and seal it up. And I like that kind of wrinkly texture because it looks to me like some stained glass. And this red and pink reminds me of a plant that I see growing on our Town Lake Trail. I think it's called Christmas bells or monk's caps, something like that.
Monk's
You
caps.
all may know the name. You know, it's monk's caps. Okay.
I think that's the name that we
I thought I'd
call
heard
it.
it referred to as the other. Maybe it has more than one name also. So I'm kind of using this, the red and the pink, like the blossoms on that plant. It's reminding me of.
So how long does it take this to dry?
It depends on how humid it is. So it'll be tacky for a while, and you do want to let it completely set, especially if you're going to follow it up with some sealant if you want to set your pot outside. So you want to make sure if it's still tacky to the touch, give it a little bit more time. And I'm just going to do a little bit here and then a little bit underneath, because I'm thinking about, since this looks like to me the top of a plant, doing some green underneath it for the leaves. So I'm going to stop right there with that and do some greenery here down below. So again, I just apply, and as you can see, I'm doing Mod Podge over and under, and that helps with the translucence. So I'm going to grab us some green here. And you can see that I'm overlapping so that the whole pot will be covered. And I just love the way that it just helps it to adhere that way. I'm going to seal this up, and I think that will have given everybody a good idea about how to do this. And of course, you can do just a riot of colors and just let it come to you, whatever color appeals to you at the moment. That'll be fine too. In fact, here's one that I did a while back that's this way. So that's a completed one there. And so after it dries completely, if you're going to set it outside, you'll want to spray some sealant on the outside, not the inside, because you want that to be able to breathe a little bit more, especially down at the bottom. And then using your seedling and your potting soil, you're going to pot your plant. And you can keep it to remember that this is a season of growth, joy, and celebration. You can also give it to one of those people, perhaps, that are seed planters for you. So I hope you found that helpful and enjoyable. If it was, please like us on Facebook. You can also go to our website, which is www.aspaciousplace.com, and you can sign up for our e-newsletter. If collaging is something that you're interested in doing more in depth, as perhaps a fine art form, we offer a course on rice paper collage. That if you want to email me at kaye@aspaciousplace.com, I can arrange for us to do that. I wanted to show you some samples of some collages that I have done. Are you gonna? And again, that's kaye@aspaciousplace.com if you're interested in taking a course on rice paper collage. Our next practice is on April 22nd, the next Sunday after next at 2:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And if you want to access any of the Lenten creativity practices, they're available on the Facebook page as well as on our website. Oh, YouTube. They're on YouTube and on our website.
And Facebook.
And Facebook, those three ones. So would you join me as we close in prayer? Creator and sustainer of our lives, with the joy of Easter, we give you thanks. Amen.